Perhaps this station will hold the key to the real goals of Group 935. I still do not trust my unconventional allies, but they are of great use to me. But I digress. Who would have thought the MDT was capable of time travel? How many stations does this group have? Where did that little girl disappear to? Only time will tell what new questions await us in this theater of the damned.
It's a cool winter day in 2010. You wake up, you go to school, you come back home, and you play Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies. You play a few multiplayer matches on Firing Range, and Villa, and Havana, and then you decide to go to the eerily creepy Zombies menu, and you find yourself playing Kino der Toten. You spawn in on round 1, and you hear the creepy zombies breaking down all the barriers from all 4 different walls. This is peak Zombies, and you didn't know it at the time, but Kino der Toten is one of the best, if not one of the best simple Zombies maps in all of Call of Duty history. Today, we're going to be talking about why Kino der Toten is the best simple Zombies maps of all time and why it just might be the perfect map. You spawn in a theater entrance and there's 4 walls, perfect for 4 players who each gets a wall. Me personally, I like the wall that faces outside. And then you get the chance to go through the doors. Which door are you going to choose? One door takes you into the alleyway, the other door takes you upstairs. This is just a perfect layout for a map. You get to go 2 different ways, but they both lead to the theater. And just the choices that you can make by opening the doors simply changes the game so much more. It's just like an adventure and just a little map. The map is very tiny actually, but when I first started playing this game, like a lot of you guys, I never got to the actual theater after multiple times of playing. There's something about Kino der Toten that just brings so much nostalgia, it's hard to explain. I mean, the new maps in Cold War were great, you know, they're decent maps. But for some reason, I don't feel like they can bring back such nostalgia as Kino der Toten could at the time. Because the atmosphere of Kino der Toten, the gameplay, the fun with your friends, just the time it was, 2010, everything about it is just absolutely perfect. What I would call this map is just the most perfect map that is simple. To get the power, you just turn on one power switch. To get the Pack-a-Punch, you just go through the teleporter and then boom, you're at the Pack-a-Punch. The atmosphere is perfect in this map. The weapons are amazing, the zombies are scary, and the Nazi flags make it even more scary. There's a reason why Kino der Toten is one of the most, if not the most, iconic Call of Duty Zombies map ever made. Because it's fun and it's simple, and just for a little map, it's very small. And for as many perks as it had, and as many options or challenges that it had, which I had none at all, it just is so fun and replayable 10 years later. Actually, now 14 years later. Why was this map so good? Why was it so fun? Why is it so nostalgic? And I think the key reason for that is this map was made out of pure love. This map was made out of pure fun and creativity and joy from the developers. When the developers were making this map, they were having actual fun creating Zombies maps. It was like exploring their own little reality fantasy of their own, where they could just come up with ideas and come up with fun maps and all of that they would love to play themselves. And when you make a map that you would want to play yourself and you're having fun making, that is how you make the best map possible. Kino der Toten has so much personality in it. And the new maps that they're making now in Cold War and even Modern Warfare 3, which they don't have any maps, they have Warzone, it just doesn't feel like any personality was put into it. It doesn't have any personality. It doesn't feel like any passion was put into it. Like when you cook some food, you have to have passion for the food. You have to have drive to make the food taste good. But if you have no drive to make the food taste good and you're simply doing it because you have to, you can't really make a good map. Now, I purposely put 2010 Black Ops 1 gameplay in the background. It's not on PS4, it's not on PS5, it's not Chronicles, it's not Xbox Series X, it's none of that. This is 2010 Black Ops 1. This is how it looked. It looked more gray, more black, just the colors aren't as there, the graphics aren't as there, but that's what made it more nostalgic for me when I chose the gameplay for this video. Now, I remember when this map first came out, I was probably around 11 years old, maybe 12 years old, and playing it for the first time, I was actually scared. Just the zombie sounds that they made, the chimes in the background, the noises and the creaks and the floorboards, The atmosphere sound effects were on par, and the round changes. Man, the round changes really got to me. There's two main parts of Kino der Toten that stand out completely to me. The first one is the Hellhound round. Now, when you get to the Hellhound round, you hear that noise and that music, and it says, "Fetch me their souls." Oh man, that is so nostalgic, and the sound of it just brings me back, and it's so creepy. Also, when the creepers start coming in, or the crawlers, whatever you want to call them, when you turn on the power, basically crawlers start coming down from the ceiling, and it's a whole different vibe when they start coming down because you feel it, you could hear it. What made Kino der Toten so perfect is just the simplicity on top of the opportunity to upgrade your gun, get perks, get the Bowie knife, take in the teleporter, camp, you could train, you could do a whole lot of different things on this map, and it was so simple at the time that it was just beautiful. Now, this was the first time in Call of Duty history zombies where we had a new wonder weapon besides the Wunderwaffe, and the Wunderwaffe was good. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I like the Wunderwaffe, but the Thunder Gun is just way better. The Thunder Gun is absolutely nostalgic. You feel powerful with the Thunder Gun, and that's why they brought the Thunder Gun back so many times in different zombies maps. The Thunder Gun was just a perfect idea for this map because you have this little sandbox of a zombies map where you get to play around with traps and don't open that door or open this door, and let's take the teleporter, let's throw frags down. And then you got the Thunder Gun where it's whoever gets the Thunder Gun is going to have a good ass game. And then you top that with the Ray Gun. Oh my goodness, you're having so much fun. You got the Ray Gun, you got the Thunder Gun, you got all the perks. You're training around the cinema, the stage, and you can get to any round you basically want with this map. The training areas are perfect on this map. There is no better training spot than the stage on Kino der Toten. Like, simply put as that. There's no better training spot. You got the trap, you got the pack-a-punch just in case you got to get a quick out. You got the Bowie knife right over there. You got to close that door towards the alleyway to keep the zombies from fucking coming over there. You got so many good little areas where it's just completely fun, and the map is so easily traversable to where you can get wherever you want, whenever you want, as fast as possible. And it feels like it's big, but it's not. It's not a big map, but it feels like you have a lot of room to run around. That's what I love about it. Kino der Toten was the best simple zombies map ever in Call of Duty Zombies. Nothing else can compare. 5. It's not really simple. It's not as easy for an average player. You could go even to Ascension. Ascension is fun. It's simple. It's easy. But it's just not as replayable for a simple zombies player than Kino der Toten, because Kino der Toten, there's only like 8 rooms, if that, and you just run around, boom, you got the guns on the walls, you got the mystery box, you got the pack-a-punch, you got the perks, everything is there for you, and you only have to deal with the dogs and the crawlers. It just makes it so simple for you to play the game however you want, whatever play style, over and over, and to this day, 14 years later, in 2024, this game came out in 2010, by the way, I can go play Kino der Toten right now and have fun. I can have as much fun, if not more, than I used to back in the day. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Kino der Toten will always stay in my memory, always stay in my mind when it comes to video games, because it's one of the best video game experiences I've ever had, and it will continue to be for a very, very long time.